Hey everybody, welcome on into part 2 of our Hammer Builds 101 featuring cells we try to avoid. In the first part, we talked about the cells that are essential to Hammer. Now we're going to be talking about the cells that we try to avoid at almost all costs. However, there are some exceptions to that rule, of course. So first, let's talk about the Stagger additive cells. These include weighted strikes and knockout king. If we increase our raw damage overall, we're going to get staggers more consistently, and these will speed up our kill times. Although taking weighted strikes and knockout king, we could get more staggers. It's going to lead in slower kills. Now let's talk about out-of-class cells like acidic and barbed and savagery. Those are typically reserved for increasing pike effectiveness. As we are playing Hammer, wounds is not our goal. Our goal is to stagger and lock down the behemoths. And again, these aren't going to really be helping us any. Even against Skarn, going for wounds on Skarn, it's better just to take a pike with acidic and try and poke between his rock armor. So otherwise, just don't take these types of cells. Now let's get into more of the generic bad cells. These are mostly utility stuff. These are like Lucent, Aetherborn, Stunning Vigor, and Vampiric. While Stunning Vigor does give you health on staggers, it really isn't useful because it takes up our utility cell slots, which we can use for Conduit for more attack speed, and Aetheric Attunement for our Lantern Charge. Lucent is also pretty generically bad because it makes our Flask heal over time. Unless you can competently use the added effect of the increased healing over time and the Lantern Charge increase during the duration of the potion, you're going to end up dying more times than not while you take this. And of course, Vampiric is not really useful because that activates heal on wounds. There are some situational use cells that we can put into our builds. This is like Sharpened if you're going to want to guarantee a part break. However, I would suggest against using Sharpened in most of your core builds, because our goal is to kill behemoths faster kill times. You're not going to be needing these part breaks. Now it does change a little bit when we are forced to use a cell on a specific weapon. This is like the Rezakiri hammer. We're going to be forced to take Cunning, and we're going to be forced into a mobility cell slot because that's what the perk slots are. We try and do what we can with it, so most of the time we're just going to put conditioning into this slot instead of anything else from the mobility section. And with the Boreas hammer, we take conditioning because it comes naturally on it, and we are forced into a defensive cell, so most of the time you're either going to be using Iceborne or Fireproof on these builds that include Boreas hammer. Then of course with the Koshai hammer there's going to be Sharpened that's forced upon you, but you are going to get some pretty decent cell economy. However, you are going to still have that 3 Sharpened. Now that we've talked about all of the cells to take in our builds and the cells that we want to avoid, we will talk about more specific builds in the future, so be sure on the lookout for those. Also, don't forget to like, subscribe, and comment if you found this enjoyable. Let me know if there's any feedback you can give me to improve these videos, as I am just now starting to get more into YouTube content. And I shall see you guys in the next video. Keep being awesome, everybody, and I shall see you then.